Hi and welcome to another post of this mk2 Jaguar wide body 2-door coupe, which I've been on with forever. But we're getting there, So I think my last posting was door seals. Had been in touch, well I tried getting in touch with a company called, I think it's Cobain's, about seals. And I was receiving nothing from them at all, no emails or anything, and I thought, man alive, what's going on here? Anyway, I thought, blow it. I'm gonna just go for it, and I ordered some B-post seals because I needed to know if there was a sponge or if there was some other kind of rubber. Anyway, they came and I fitted them, and it's absolutely perfect now. Also ordered the screen seals front and back and the boot seal. And I also got the rubber inlay strips for the E-type boot floor. There's some aluminium channels that this rubber goes in. It's just like a luggage carrier sort of stop the material getting scratched up, so I did that as well. I've not fitted those in yet because obviously I've got to do the exhaust, which I've just got a load of pipework which I'll show you. So anyway, the seals are all in, so you can see how I've mitered them together and super glued them, and it shuts all this. So let me just shut it and I'll show you. It's better than before actually. So you can see there's absolutely no issues now with it closing up, and to be honest with you, it's turned out rather well, I would say, after all that messing around. So yeah, so I've done both sides there, done the inner trims, woods are now in at the top on the inside as well. So I've just got to get the screens in, and then the rest of the wooden pillars can go in, and then all that's pretty much done except for obviously the glass, which I've got to get cut. Anyway, the boot, let's just go and have a look at the boot, the hinge covers I've been making. I've done one that's nearly fitted. Well, it's in, I've just got to get some clips to put the material onto the hinge itself. But I'll show you that, and then I'll show you the pipework that I've bought. I haven't got everything yet, I've just got the main stuff to do, the runners and the couplings. But there's still a lot to get stuff, but and I've also got to get the main flanges that bolt to the head, get them cut, profile cut. So I've got to draw a CAD model drawing, which I'll show you as well. But anyway, let's go to the boot. Right, so boot seal, obviously you can see it's in. I put it in one go. I've seen some people cut them there and the other side and put half in there and then half around there. I don't know why they would do that, but anyway. So mine's joined here. The courtesy light switch, or I should say boot light switch, that's probably a better statement, is there. So I joined it there. I think it probably would have been better if I'd have joined it maybe somewhere at the back, or maybe at the matching or at the boot. I thought it was a bit untidy there. Probably at the back at the top, maybe would have been a better place to join it, but anyway, it's okay. So you can see the boot sealing, and guess what? I put it in wrong way around, and I tried shutting it and it wouldn't shut. So I put some Vaseline on just to help it, because it's all new paint, and so it is quite a new seal, it's quite sticky, so, and that made it perfect. But it didn't take long, and then I thought I better just check some pictures, do some investigation, like I said I should have done when I did the doors. But anyway, and I found I put it upside down, so, well, I'd say upside down, wrong way around. So I took it back out and reset it. So that's in. My boot hinge covers, I'll show you the actual metal clamping sort of like bracket I've made, or fitting, I don't know what you call it really, but a fitting, to put the gaiter cover on. This is just a trial one which I've been making just to refine it. I found that as I close it down, I thought the hinge went further inside, but it doesn't. This back part here comes out to here, so it's just catching there and pulling it down. So I've got to add a bit more length in this area here, but a trial and error, but I knew I was probably gonna have to do 2 or 3 takes of it. So anyway, so that's my boot covers, and they'll be wrapped around the hinge there, and I'm putting some clips at the back of the hinge just to clamp the material around the hinge, and I think that makes it look tidy. It's certainly better than the hole that's there. So that's what I've been doing. I would like to say I've been waiting for the seals, and I had been waiting for the back windscreen seal as well, because Cobain's got in touch with me and said that there'd been something wrong with their form, and so they was waiting from some manufacturer or whatever they get it from, or whatever, I'm not quite sure, or their team that make them. So apparently I've just got that coming today, so I've been waiting for that for 3 weeks as well. So anyway, out of all that, let's go and have a look at the bit I made for this piece here, which obviously a bit other side, and that's as far as I've got with it so far. And I'll show you the pipes as well, what I've got, and like I said, I'll show you the flange model, CAD model I've made for the exhaust manifolds. So let's go over to right. So the gaiter cover bracket things I've made. This, I hope you can see the profile at the ends here. So what I've done is I've made it so when it pushes onto the back panel, it sits around the panel, and it's enough just to hold it in place as you saw it in the boot. It doesn't need sticking in or screwing or anything like that. It just literally just clips in. So, and it's got obviously the crank on it, and the material is just glued onto the back. So that's what I've done for the back panel for the hinges to cover them, because the hole is pretty horrible, I must say. So that's what I made for those. The exhaust system which I'm building, I'll show you the book where I got the formula from it. There is, you can go online and there is calculators online for doing runner length and size, for camshaft duration, size of the engine and so forth. And you can just fill in all the fields, and it will give you all the information that's required to get your runner lengths and the pipe size and the main collectors as it runs down the car. So you can give all those, but I use the book. Off the top of my head, I've forgotten what it's called. I think it's Science of Exhaust and Inductions, I think. But anyway, I'll show you the book, and I'll show you the CAD model for the manifold flanges that I'm making. So what I've done so far, I ordered 12 40 nominal bore 90-degree elbows, the mild steel. I'm not using stainless, I don't see the point. Mild steel is an extremely good material for making exhaust systems out of. Okay, it doesn't sound as clever as stainless, but it is good stuff, and you don't get the general cracking that you can with stainless steel, which I've mentioned from when I did my Land Rover. And I am looking at maybe getting these ceramic coated for the engine bay, so that'll cut down on some engine bay temperature, and they'll look quite pretty when they're ceramic coated. So, and they do all sorts of colours as well, but I think I'm just going to stick for black. So I got 12 90s, 40 nominal bore, and 4 45s. And I got the 45s just for ease of messing around with 90s for cutting them. You know, if I wanted a dead 45, it's just easier having those. So I got 4 of those. So it's going to be a 6x2 system that will run underneath the car, and then it goes to the back silencer which I've made, which is a bit like a fishtail with a meshing inside with the sound deadening material. So I've got segments where it's plain and meshed. I just fancied trying a fishtail because originally fishtails did help with performance on engines. So there is a science behind that. Anyway, so the couplings from the runners to the main pipes come down the centre of the car. I got these clamps. So each flange is, one goes to the main pipe and the other one goes to the runners. So I've got two 2 sets of those. So I've got enough to start with. Once I get, like I say, get these flanges made and cut, then I can start doing the exhaust and putting this together. So that's going to be quite a fun thing to do. But yeah, I'll insert, like I say, I'll insert a little video for all the other bits and pieces, which I'll show you when I'm at home. And like I say, I'll put those in so you can see those. So what we have here is the 2 manifolds for the Jag, as you can see, rear, and we have the front. I've done them in 2 pieces like a jigsaw because our printer at work won't get this flange on in 1 piece, even from corner to corner. We've got fairly big printers, but we don't do anything this sort of size, so I've had to make it into 2 pieces. So front, rear. So I'll get these printed up, I'll clip them together, I can check the disposition on the head, make sure that it's all good, and then what I will do, I will join it all back together and remove all these bits, and also the wording, because that doesn't need to be in. I just did that so I knew which ones were which when I was putting it together and all that. So yeah, that's the manifold drawings for the Jag engine. So we'll see how those go on when I get them printed, when I get printer working as well, because something's gone funny with that. But anyway, so my last attempt at making these gaiters for the boot hinges, I made it in all 1 piece. I was hoping that when the boot came down it would go in, which it did, but unfortunately the amount of hinge here it came down to here was pushing the whole thing out and pulling it out. This lock piece I've made locks onto this back panel, so I had to make a new piece, so it's in 2 pieces now. One so it can get really deep inside there, so you can see how far my finger's gone in. That's to allow the hinge to take it in that way without pulling this actually from its clip face in or out, because it was pulling it in a little bit. So I French seamed it, which looks quite good. I'm getting good at this sewing malarkey. And what I've done is I've just wrapped it around the actual hinge, and I've put some knock-on edging on, and I'm not totally happy with it as such. It doesn't look completely out of place, but it's not as nice as what I'd like it. But I'm going to get, I think I'm going to try and find something a little bit tidier, just to lock this onto there. I was thinking of putting some metal strips at the side and screwing it through, but the amount of effort that required, it was like, no, I'm not going down that avenue. I just want something to clip it on. So I've just put some safe knock-on edging stuff on to lock it in place. It does close quite happy, and so yeah, it's tidied all that up now. So yeah, the boot is pretty much done. I do have a couple of holes to drill and put some clips in just to hold these panels in place, as you can see there, because I only had 2, 1 for each side, so I bought some more, and I just haven't got round to doing that yet. So that's to do, but that's not a big deal. And yeah, the boot's done. I'm sure I've mentioned the boot seal. That's in, nice tight fit. So the boot needs a bit of a knock to get it shut, but nothing stupid really. I think it'll probably settle down. And also, I've not done right much on the Jag, but what I have done is I put the window in. So just close this. Let me just lower it down a little bit. So the window. Can't remember the name of the company I got these off now. I've mentioned it before, the name of the company. I got my door seals, and I think I've got that on the video, that I've got the door seals done, because I've done this in stages, this video. Anyway, I didn't get the rear window seal, and I ordered both window seals, and I didn't get the rear one. So I got in touch with them, and they got back to me and says, yeah, we don't have the right profile rear window seal. It's wrong for whatever reason. They didn't say it, just said it was wrong. So I got back to him and said, okay, fair enough. Cobain's, that's the name of the company. So anyway, I waited a month for a reply to say when they would get the new seals ordered, sorted out, whatever they was doing, it would get a new seal. Anyway, I got back to them because I hadn't heard anything from them. And next thing you know, they sent the seal through. And to be honest with you, I think this is the one that's not right, because I had a right job trying to centralise this window to try and get this seal to sit in properly, because it's obviously a step lip here, and this edge should go over all the way around. So I think it should have sat in further and better, and I think it should have been a bit wider. But anyway, I'm presuming they've sent me a proper seal. But the window's in, it sits in perfectly on its lip on the inside. It just didn't seem to seat right well in its actual aperture, the rubber seal with the glass into it. I spent ages trying to get this thing somewhat like right. And you can see, you won't be able to see, there's a line where the original seal sat. And I've got easily a good 3mm where this seal originally sat. Now, as you can see, the chrome's not in, but the chrome would not move that up there. So I'm just wondering if they just thought, oh, blow it, we'll just send him a seal. So anyway, it's in, it's sealed up, and so that's that really. I've not done anything more with it. I do have some aluminium for the front seat chair backs. I'm going to change those. So that's one of my next tasks. I'm waiting for our printer at work, our 3D printer, to get that fixed. There's something wrong with it. It's a filament printer. Because I want to do the manifold gaskets templates. So I've drawn them out, and I don't want to send the drawings off to get them profile cut out and then get the actual flanges back and find that they're actually wrong. So I want to make a template first, just to go on to make sure that all the disposition of the ports are right and the bolt holes and everything. So I'm waiting to get the printer working at work, so I can do that. So what I'll do is I'll start cracking on with designing the chair backs, because the chairs that I bought are brand new and I've recovered one, but they're just rounded at the back. In one of my videos I've shown you, but when I come to do it, then I'll show you again what they're like. But I'm going to make them like bomber seats, old bomber seats, World War II bomber seats you find in racing cars and the like, before they went to the carbon fibre stuff. So I'm going to make it a bit like that, and it'll just add a little dimension into the side of the cars, because it is quite dark, obviously being black and green, which obviously I did to match the rest of the car, but it is dark in there. So a bit of aluminium in there, chair backs, should just brighten it up a little bit and add that little dimension, make it more sporty. So I've got that to do. Chair backs, exhaust manifold flanges. I do have some pipes already, and I think I've shown those as well. So yeah, so that's where we are with this at the moment. Have been spending a bit of time on the Land Rover, so my next video is going to be on the Land Rover. You'll be able to see that because my son, with him being on his holidays, has been coming down 2 days a week. So I've only had 1 day and been waiting for bits and pieces for this and try to get it sorted out. So this got put on to back burner. That's why things have been a bit slow with this, more slower than they normally are. But anyway, as always, thanks for the comments, inputs, of which you put in for me. They're all, like I say, they're positive, they're good. I enjoy them. And like I say, it's encouraging, it keeps me going. Try to make this thing right and interesting more than anything. So thank you, continue to keep watching if you would. Like I say, I'm always open for comments, suggestions, for how this is coming on. And so yeah, and subscribe. All those that might watch this, just subscribe. You never know, you might actually find something that's interesting. But yeah, thank you, and until next time, you take it steady, and I'll see you with another video of this Mark II Jaguar wide body 2-door coupe, which I'm on with.